It's actually a combination of things. You can write actually all three words. Let's start with fractions, decimals, and percents. Fractions, decimals, and percents. All three things are ways to name parts of a whole. All three ways are ways to name parts of a whole. For example, if you have the fraction 1/2, that's our fraction. You know that as a decimal, 1/2 is, think of half of a dollar. It would be, John?
50%.
Well, I said decimal, not percent. Well, or 0.5. You don't need that 0. And then as a percent, it is, like John said, it is 50% because it's 50 out of 100, which is a percentage. And you just have to know that. Maybe something else.
No, but where would we put this on our notes?
I don't know. Put it under fractions.
And decimals.
And decimals. Yes, you can copy it 3 times over and over. And it's just, when do we use which one for what reason? Like your grades are usually a percentage. But if you think about what a grade is, it really is a fraction or, a fraction of the problems you got wrong. On a quiz, if you get, well, actually the fraction percent you get right. So on a quiz, if you get 80%, you know that you got 80 out of 100 questions, right? But we don't always have 100. We don't usually say your grade is 0.8, even though that means the same thing as 80%. So you have to know when to use it, and you should be able to convert, one to another to another. For example, 1/4, you should be able to give in all its forms. 1/4 as a decimal, a quarter of a dollar, whatever is 0.25. And a quarter as a percent, John Daffenberg is 25%. They all mean the same thing. You just have to be able to float between one and the other. Let's see what else they ask you to do. Some of the fractions, again, you've got. Some of the fractions don't work very well as decimals. For example, we don't have a coin that's 1/3 of a dollar, and there's a good reason for that. You can't take 100 and divide it into 3 pieces very well. And that's why you have those fraction circles for the hard ones, because that tells you 1/3 is what as a decimal. What does it say in there? 1/3. No, as a decimal. Does it give you something else?
Is it?
Wait, let me see your fraction circle.
I know it's the number one's 33 and 1/3.
1/3, yeah. If you notice, here's the funny thing about that one. If you look on your fraction circle, there's a line above that 3. And what that line means is that this 3 repeats forever and ever. In other words, if you were writing 1/3 as a decimal, you would have to keep doing this. And I would have to keep doing it forever because you could never stop. But instead of doing that, we say, okay, if we put a line above it, that means that 3 keeps on repeating. As a percent, same thing on your little fraction circle, it says 33 and 1/3%. Same thing with 2/3 is 0.6 repeater and 66 and 2/3%. What other fraction circles do we have? What are the ones on the things? Any other ones that don't work out? Well, 1/8 does work out. It's not a repeater. 1/8, again, we don't have, we used to, back in the day, Mrs. Smiley, do you remember when we used to have bits for money? 1 bit, or 2 bit, 4 bit, 6 bits a dollar?
I remember that phrase, but not.
At some point in our country's history, we must have had a coin that was worth 1/8 of a dollar because we had a cheer. If your parents are old enough, they probably have heard it, that was called 2 bits, 4 bits, 6 bits, $1. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, we talked about bits.
So a bit is 1/8 of $1, which as money would be half of a quarter, which is, so it would be 12 cents plus half of another cent, which actually looks like that. And then as a percent, if I gave you a quiz, you got 1 wrong or 1 right, you'd have 12 1/2%. 1 bit, 2 bits. I don't know if there's a whole lot more than I'm gonna go over. I just want you to recognize, I think, that all of those things are tied in. They all mean kind of the same thing. Oh, well, here's some examples. So this is kind of what you have to be able to figure out here. If I take 50% and compare it to, where is it? I just had it. Maybe I didn't have it. Oh, there it is. Compared to 33 1/3%. You kind of be able to, well, I guess because it's a bigger percent, you could know, but know that this as a fraction is 1/2. This as a fraction is 1/3. This as money would be 50 cents. This as money, we don't have it. It would be like 33 cents. Which one's bigger? Which one's smaller, Ephraim?
50%.
50% is bigger than 33 1/3%. Or what if you had, oh, how about this one? 0.25 compared to 0.3 repeater. Oh, scary thought. River, what would be bigger?
0.25 is less than.
Yeah, I guess that's not really earth shattering, is it? No, I don't think, there's nothing here. Apparently they're way overboard.